Hi, my name is Zuri. Y'all know Chris Boys?
Knew that I was messed up when I seen you. Mom in my system, I get wild like a zoo.
That's my dad, now you know. Anyway, today we're gonna ask him a couple questions about Father's Day and what it means to be a dad. Let's go.
Yeah, I know you're trying to say goodbye.
Hey, Dad!
Yeah!
Can you come in here, please? I need your help real quick.
What is it, sir? What's all this?
This is Sarah.
You did this yourself?
Yeah.
Let me find out. I got a little podcaster on my hands. What's going on? What we doing?
I'm just gonna ask questions.
Okay, alright. Go ahead.
Alright. This is a personal question I've had for a while.
Okay.
What does it mean being a father to you?
What does it mean to be a father to me? Being a father means being there, being present. You know, when I was a kid, my dad wasn't really in my life, and I feel like it affected me in ways that I'm still, to this day, as a grown man, I'm still understanding how that affected me. So one thing that I wanted to make sure of that my children never had to worry about was that I was never there, never had to wonder if I loved them like I used to have to wonder that about my father, or wonder if, you know, if I wanted them or not, you know. So being a father means making sure that I'm there in your life, like I've always been, you know.
Another one I've had for a little while is, are you scared when you first found out you were going to be a father for like the first time?
When I first found out if I was going to be a father, was I scared? Yes, very much so. I remember I lived in Atlanta at the time when I was in the group Hamilton Park, and you know, when I got the news from your mother that, you know, she was pregnant with you, I pulled them to the side and I, you know, had to tell them. And honestly, I remember breaking down and crying while I was talking to them, because, you know, it was a time in my life where, you know, I was doing the music, I didn't really know what was going on, and now I'm getting the news that I'm bringing a child into this world. It really was just, it was very scary, but you know, I made it through. You know, we went up to New York, got the deal and everything, and you were born that same day, you know that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, I was up there in New York, dancing on tables, getting the record deal that we had right before we went on tour that same day. Your mom called my phone and was like, I just want to let you know that your daughter's about to be born. You know, and shout out to Andre Harrell, man. When I told Andre Harrell what was happening, he put us on the first thing smoking back to Atlanta. That way I was there to see you be born. Right on time.
Okay, well, the first time. What about the second or third time?
The second and third time, talking about my other children. Well, Zay, when he was born, I didn't really have too much going on like that. It was a pretty slow time. But, you know, we were just pretty much in Anniston at the hospital, and, you know, that was pretty steady. You know, nothing too much exciting was going on that day. I was definitely there the whole time. But for my daughter, Zaya's, I wasn't there, you know, and that always messes with me, because I was shooting a video at the time when she was being born, and we thought that she was going to come one day, but she ended up coming another day.
Was it like the day before or after that?
It was a couple days before she was supposed to actually come. That's why it would be okay, that I thought it would be okay at that time to shoot that video.
About your first son.
Zayden.
Did you find it kind of strange that you had a daughter, a son, and then another daughter?
No, I didn't find it strange at all. You know, God blessed me with y'all how He wanted to bless me with y'all. At first, honestly, if you want me to be honest, I thought you were going to be a boy. I thought I was going to have my first son right out the gate, you know. And even when we were in the room and they told your mom and me that you were going to be a girl,
You still have second thoughts and thought I could come out a boy?
I did, because, you know, I was so excited about having a son at first, but when I first laid my eyes on you when you were first born, all of those thoughts instantly just went out of my mind. I was like, this is my daughter. I love her. This is it. I never had another thought about having a son again until I realized that I was having Zay. And when I realized that Zay was going to be a boy, I was really excited, but at the same time I was even more nervous, because I realized that, you know, that was going to be my only son, so that would be the most like-minded person, if that makes sense, closest to another guy, you know. So I really felt like I had to pay attention to his mind and, you know, how he felt about his father and, you know, the things that were instilled in him as a young man, because a lot of things that were instilled in me were incorrect, or I probably learned them on my own. But so, you know, I wanted to make sure that I was there for my son, and I was there to be able to give him all the knowledge that, you know, my father wasn't there to give me and you and Zaya. That's why I make sure that I'm there constantly, you know, being able to pour into you guys positively. It's really important to me.
Okay. Another question about Zay. Do you actually think he really gets along with his sisters? I mean, speaking from experience, he's tried being my big brother a lot.
Zay is, I feel like he's like me in a lot of ways. He definitely is he has a dominant personality, and I see him bossing you guys around, and I just feel like for the most part you guys just gotta let Zay be Zay. That's his job, whether you realize it or not. He is gonna be you guys' protector. Yes, he may be the middle child, but I definitely expect my son to protect my oldest child and my youngest child. So Zay is definitely doing a great job of coming along as a big brother, a big protector. Love you, buddy.
Now I got some questions about Zaya.
Okay.
Actually, this is a question relating to me and her.
Mhm.
Do you know why, between the ages of 1 and a little bit of 2, do you know why she kind of technically didn't want to have any interaction with me?
I think more so she was probably fascinated by you as you being an older child and a bigger child than her. I don't think it was a thing where she didn't want to have anything to do with you. I just think it was more so she probably doesn't know how to express the fact right now in her young life that she is infatuated by you. So it probably comes off as rude. A lot of children do that at times, but you know, that's your sister. She loves you, I promise. Yeah, this is fun. Go ahead, keep asking those questions, man. Ask away. I love it.
One more question about Zaya.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she gets along with her older brother and sister?
I think she does. I think Zaya, for the most part, she has a pretty neutral spirit, and I can tell that Zaya loves you. I can tell Zaya loves Zay. I can tell that she's definitely amazed by you guys, for lack of better words, and she wants to be something like you know. And that's all that I've ever wanted for my children, for my siblings. I just wanted you guys to just be inspired by one another, love one another unconditionally, and just always be there for one another, protect each other. Y'all all y'all got in this world, you know. So y'all got to be there for each other.
Now let's talk a little bit about your career. I know you're a singer, you act, you've starred in movie series, you've done choreography before.
Okay.
How did you find time to balance all that while being a father of 3?
Well, a father of 3. Man, I'm telling you right now, it is not easy. It is very hard, you know, and I miss you guys, being away from you as long as I be away from you at times, you know, and I be going to those different places, and I be gone for days, weeks at a time. It can weigh pretty hard on my heart being away from you guys like I do. You know, that's why I made sure I bought you your own phone. You know, you've had your own phone for a couple years now. You know, that way we can always talk to each other, you know, reach out to each other. You know, Zay and Zaya, they're not that fortunate. You know, they're very young. Right.
They wouldn't even know how to use it.
Right. So, you know, they can't have their own phone. I have to call them when they're around somebody with a phone. But, you know, that balance is most important. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I have that balance figured out. I honestly don't. You know, it's a learning process every day. But the only thing that I can make sure that I do is just as much time as I put into trying to be what I am as an artist, I turn around and I put just as much time in being a father for you guys. That's just as important.
Okay, now let's talk about our names. Notice how all of our names start with the letter Z.
Z, yes.
Why is that?
Because, man, I just paid attention in church. I used to always hear the pastor say the first will be last and the last will be first. And I've always had an infatuation with the letter Z. So, you know, I thought it was cool at the time to, you know, name you Zuri. And then when Zayden came along, I was like, I want them to have the same sort of, you know, same infliction on their names, Zuri, Zayden, Zaya, you know, and And all three of my children also have a variation of my name as one of their middle names. You know, Chrysanthia, Christopher. You know, Zaya doesn't have it. Her middle name is Sky. But, you know, like I said, no, her middle name is Sky. Her last name is Moore. But that's because I wasn't there. That's another reason, you know. So there's that. But at the end of the day, the reason why I wanted you guys' name to all start with a Z is because I wanted you guys to just know without a shadow of a doubt whenever you hear each other's name, because nobody else is going to have a name like that, that is undoubtedly your brother or your sister.
Now, out of all the questions I was asked today, what do you want the lesson of how you live your life to be to your kids when they look back on it?
I want my children to look at my life when you guys are old enough to look back on the things that I've done and understand why I did them, even the mistakes that I made. I want you guys to see consistency. I want you guys to see discipline. I want you guys to see never giving up. This is what never giving up looks like. This is what finding the yes looks like. This is what never letting anybody tell you what you can't do and always going for what you can do. I want you to look at my life, my children, and I want you to see that when you look at things that I've done.
Interesting lesson.
Interesting, huh? You know I love you, right? You're my oldest, man. This was dope. I appreciate this. This was awesome Father's Day gift. Got interviewed by my daughter. Love it.